Hey, it's Hunt. You found Hunt on Saints. We're talking black and gold football. Do us a favor. Hit the like button, share your comments below, and hit that subscription button so you can get all of our content. Enjoy. Moving right along here on this Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Plucker. Sharif Ishak going to be with us in 10 minutes talking Saints and Pelicans. The New Orleans Saints making some moves today to shore up their offensive line depth. New Orleans Saints Executive Vice President and General Manager Mickey Loomis announced today the club has agreed to terms with tackle Justin Herron and guard center Shane Lemieux, both on one-year contracts. I'll give you the nuts and bolts on who these two players are, and then I'll give you my thoughts on these two signings. Herron is a tackle. He's 6'5", just under 300 pounds. Been a 4-year player in the NFL, originally selected by the Patriots in the 6th round of the COVID draft out of Wake Forest. Played 4 years for the Patriots and Raiders. Appeared in 35 regular season games with 11 starts. Played left tackle and right tackle and started one postseason contest at left tackle. Played in 6 games with the Raiders with 1 start as an additional offensive lineman, and then played in 1 game in 2022. Herron played 16 games for the Patriots with 2 starts at left tackle and 2 at right tackle and played in the wild card game. So he's been a depth piece at offensive tackle for a couple of organizations. Shane Lemieux is a 6'4" guard out of Oregon. He's been in the NFL for 4 years as well, originally taken by the New York Giants in the 5th round of the COVID draft. 4 years with the Giants, 18 regular season games, 12 starts at left guard. This past season in 2023, he played 4 games for New York with 1 start at left guard before he had a biceps injury that cost him the rest of his season. So, look, neither of these guys are former Pro Bowlers. Neither of them are former first-round picks. Neither of them have been stalwarts at any place in the NFL. And so these are not loud signings by any stretch of the imagination. What they are vets who have played both multiple positions, one for multiple teams, and you add some depth in terms of pros to your roster. And the thing about this is, and I'll continue to beat this drum, and it's not super sexy to talk about. It's not even fun to talk about. It's a little disheartening to talk about, but it is what it is. Neither of these guys has put the 2025 or 2026 Saints in a compromised position. You could find a situation where David Bakhtiari or Mekhi Becton could do that. Now, Mekhi Becton has signed with Philadelphia. Bakhtiari's still out there on the market, albeit coming off 9,000 injuries. But you could, if you're New Orleans, overpay for those guys to make sure they're on the roster for this year, to try to make sure the New Orleans Saints are the best they can be in 2024. 2025 and 26, be damned, we'll fix those problems when they get there. That's what you've been doing for years. You have to cut off that cycle. And it's not fun, and it makes you not as good in 2024. It's just the reality. These guys are not championship-level offensive line starters. They have not proven themselves to be that over 4 years in the league. They are functional. They can give you some depth. They may make the team. They may give you some snaps during the regular season. But again, I keep saying this, and I don't really enjoy saying it because I've talked about this at length. Like, whenever LSU baseball is going bad and I'm talking to you about it, like, I'm down there in the foxhole with you. It hurts me as bad as it hurts you to talk negative about them. Same thing goes with basketball and football. With the Saints, I kind of feel like, even though it's not really realistic, like sometimes I feel like I'm kind of talking down to you if I'm saying something negative because I'm not in the foxhole with you with the Saints. Like, I get it, and I don't love the conversation, but I'm trying to get to a more positive conversation, and that could be 2025, 2026, when you clean these books up a little bit. And they're starting to do that. They did not mortgage a bunch of the back end of their draft to move up and get one guy. They have not hamstrung themselves with risky free agent signings. They have not kicked contracts down the road with massive restructures this year in most cases. They're slowing things down a little bit, and that was going to happen. You cannot continue to run this operation like it's the train in Speed with no brakes. Just fix it on the fly. We'll just keep going. You're going to crash. Like, it has to happen. You've got to slow this thing down. And so if your answer to offensive tackle is to draft one in the first round, bring in a couple of veterans who aren't great, all-world type players, but maybe can fill in the role James Hurst plays, and you realize that you're not going to have one of the best offensive lines in football, but you haven't compromised 2025 and 2026, then I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I personally, in covering the Saints and analyzing the situation and talking to you about them almost daily, have kind of given up on the 2024 Saints. I'll be excited to settle in on the couch after a long night of doing post-game and watching the Saints that first Sunday in September. And we'll talk about it, and you hope that a lot of the young players continue to make strides, and we'll watch Brzee, and you hope on Foskey, and we'll see what Penning can do, and you've got Fulaga this year and what he has, and does Jordan Howden grow into something, and Shaheed and Olave look to be really good players, and like there will be pieces to look at. It's not going to be a complete disaster. But I'm in this thing to win divisions and to compete for home playoff games and to try to win championships, which the Saints have proven they can do. It was one stretch in their history, but they've proven they can do it. I'm just looking a couple of years out to make that happen. And so these signings don't hurt that or hinder that at all. Are they going to be headline news? No. But you're just bringing some guys in, cheap contracts, 1-year deal, no risk, can cut them in camp if you need to. And you just keep moving forward slowly but surely. And as some of these big signings come off the books and you continue to try to foster these draft picks into really solid players in your organization, maybe something clicks here moving forward. But today, Saints make a move. Justin Herron, offensive tackle, who was with the Raiders, and then Shane Lemieux, offensive guard, who was with the Giants. Those are your new signings for New Orleans. If you're looking for Saints content, you can always find it on our YouTube channel, Hunt on Saints. Subscribe up to it. It'll show up in your homepage. Hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and, of course, comment on all the posts below. Trying to get our content in front of as many people as we can. You certainly do help us with that, and we do appreciate it. Hey, it's on. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button. Leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.